my friends, they were litty as hell. Run it, let's go face with the latest bands. Whole kitty gang just doing a thing. Boom, 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 clap what the dogs can't have. All of my friends, they were litty as hell. Run it, let's go face with
How you doing? How was the train down to here?
It was packed. It was as fun as a train trip to here. It's good.
Did you see the burnt shell of your station, or did you not?
Over what?
The air train station when you get the bus.
Oh, the
butt.
is that what it is? Burnt?
Yeah, it went up in fire about 2 weeks ago.
You know the big kind of white shell.
Ah, right, okay, aye.
Yeah, that's the old station.
What happened? Is it
Teenagers,
arson?
wee bams, setting that light.
Aye, I used to love setting fires as a win.
Yeah. What was your best one?
Where were you in the night of Wednesday the 18th?
No, I did. I was a fascination with fires as a win. Aye. Anyway,
The statute of limitations will be up in most of those.
I
aye.
used to do it in like the woods with deodorant cans and stuff.
Oh,
So
like
you could kick a bit
flamethrowers.
along. No, just put the deodorant can in the fire and wait for it to blow up.
Oh, right. You ever put a golf ball on a fire?
No.
No.
Oh, I've seen people do that. It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Does it fire off?
It's obviously the pressure builds inside it to a certain point, and then
Right.
the other thing I've tried to do, just while we're on the topic of setting fire to things, was with a previous episode guest, Kaz Slavin. We were on a college trip and we were wrecked. We were out in like the Lee District, a place called Durden Valley, like a kind of bothy style thing. But we were the last ones up, and there was like a stove lit, and we found like some tennis balls, and like we started sitting on top of the stove, thinking, "Oh, this is my kind of thought." And it was really flawed. That the air eventually would expand because it gets hotter, and then the thing would burst. And if that actually all you do is melt a tennis ball into the top of a stove, and you have to explain that to the lecturers the next morning. So there's a wee shout out to Gaz. Go and watch this episode. It's good.
Cool.
Shall we get into this now then, rather than talking about
Yeah, go for it.
possible
Tennis
arson?
balls.
Combustion of golf balls.
Yeah.
While you're fresh, I thought it might be a good idea. We've got viewer questions,
Yeah, to start. Aye.
Start,
yeah.
Let's do it. Aye.
or maybe a couple of them to start.
Aye.
So, for anyone watching, if you send us a message and you know we've got a guest on, you're likely to get your question on. If there's a lot of people asking, Patreon guarantees question on, and it's like £1.50 a month or something like that. Please. only my mum does it so far. Shout out, big Irene.
Legend. Irene the legend.
So got a question from a guy, Mikey Motion,
Aye, it's my pal Mikey.
previous guest as well.
Oh, aye, you know Mikey. Aye.
Yeah, love Big Mikey. And he asks, would you date me?
Oh no.
I think we should delve deeper into that, and you have to give an explanation as to why. He's such a nice guy.
Picture it for a second in your mind before you answer.
He isn't. Mikey is a lovely guy, but
Holding hands, going down to bite me.
it's just it's Canberra slang. He's fair. I don't know. I've never thought about dating Mikey, but no, no, definitely not.
Unequivocal.
What have he moved?
No, it's in his blood.
Sorry, Mikey. You've canvas slanged yourself out of a date. The next one is, I think you said your pal, right? You knew about this question. SE250 _ What's better, Ron's Quality Snacks or Bite Me?
Oh, that's Bite Me, hands down. For anyone that's never been to Bite Me, Paisley Road West, Cessnock. I've been going there since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And the guy in the shop has like the energy of, I don't know, what's something that has shite energy.
Sloth.
A sloth. And he repeats the same phrase. He goes, "Do you want butter on it?" He's like a robot. He just goes, "Do you want butter on it?" So, anyway, you should go to Bite Me. It's great. Ron's Quality Snacks. I'm going to say I was a bit disappointed, Ron. Yeah. I don't know. Ron's was just a bit.
We'll possibly get a sponsorship out of the Bite Me. I thought Ron's definitely not putting his money where his mouth is here.
Nah, it's just, as I said before, it's because he's got such a big profile on social media, you expect it to be good when it's just average.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like this podcast is a tiny audience.
But everyone thinks it's amazing.
No?
No, shout out to Ron. He seems a nice guy. He's just an old guy. I did an impression of him on TikTok last week, and loads of people shared it. And it was just an impression, but people give him a fucking hard time.
Did he get back to him? Does it?
No, somebody said they were going to show it to him, but he's just a wee old guy trying to make a living, and people are just fucking
Nailed him.
hate. Aye, just like
I've got a pal's dad that's still upset with me. So, just in one of our group chats, someone sent a video of a night out at one of the pubs, and there's an acoustic night, and in the
Yeah.
background is my pal's dad, and he's like 60, but he's like, there's an acoustic cover of Eminem, and he's like doing like the pencil jumping, absolute gold. We're like
That's
pausing it
class.
and everything. He's like, I'm never dancing again. Shout out Big Bill. Alright, so see when you're doing like impressions and characters on like TikTok and stuff, like where did that? Because I know you just stand up in music, but where did the like impressions and characters come from? Is it?
I don't know. I think imitating people. I've always just kind of been observant of people's like weird mannerisms they do. Do you know what I mean? And because I do it myself, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you overanalyze yourself, you're constantly. I'm not saying I'm judging you right now, like watching, but
But you're looking for something.
you'd always take like maybe like my pal Josh is a portrait artist. Well, he's an artist, and he says he always notices like weird features about people.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean when he's drawing them? And I think
Yeah,
it's just
okay.
like weird. Just all these wee idiosyncrasies that people have. It's that I find interesting to kind of imitate and like blow up and make more.
Yeah.
It's just like impressionists do. Do you know what I mean? They take something and exaggerate it.
So do you like you wouldn't pick someone first? You would like see someone with an interesting mannerism and be like,
Aye,
oh, I
aye.
want to do that.
For example, me and my friend did a James English impression video.
Yeah.
And just noticed the way he'd spoke. He talks like like go down and end of a sentence. Like he's that kind of sedated Kevin Bridges. Kevin Bridges like, thank you, Glasgow.
That's good, man.
And then James English is a bit like that. Is that hard for you, brother? So just that thing when you hear that, that's fucking hilarious. So.
Who does all the wig and like the get up and everything? Do you do it yourself?
Aye, well that video we had to buy an Elvis costume
Right, okay.
to get a fucking the James English
The quiff?
quiff.
Yeah.
So then what we did was just include the Elvis. There's like a wee flash of him in a full Elvis costume
Okay,
in the video. But aye.
I got a bit scared there when you said like I'm noticing what people do to do impressions. I thought you were gonna like hit out with one and
With yous already? No.
yeah, I would like notice something that I did and just fuck.
No, don't worry.
Sniff.
By the end of the pod,
Right, cool, that's a deal.
I'm just sitting here saying nothing in silence and not move.
You can do an impression of that. So.
Yeah. See, when it comes to that stuff, how well do you remember? Do you have to write things down like that, or does it just go into your head and that's you? It's kind of stuck there.
well, I don't think I'm not that great at impression. You know, like people, if you watch an impression show, like people are like nailed impressions, and sometimes I feel like they lose a bit of the comedy. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's not as funny.
Because you
But
don't
the
exaggerate to the same extent.
Whereas like I think there's a difference between doing a like bang on impression and then like doing a piss take of someone or
Mhm.
imitating their kind of mannerisms. Like
cadence and stuff. Yeah.
aye, exactly. Do you know what I mean? I feel that sometimes those impression shows you see the jokes and that are quite shite,
Yeah.
but it's because
Yeah.
the impression's so good. It's like
Yeah.
so I'd rather just take kind of just wee things about somebody. That's what I can't really do bang on impressions of people. Do you know what I mean?
If it's like a caricature or something.
Aye, exactly.
Yeah.
The one's like Shane Gillis when he does Trump. I think it's absolutely amazing.
Mm.
But then you get like more accurate Trump ones, but like you're saying, it's not funny.
Yeah. Aye, and that's the thing. Like people will comment on the videos we do and be like, some people will go like, "Sounds nothing like him." And I was
Right.
like, "You're missing the point." You know what I mean? Or aye,
Okay.
mate, I have brain farts quite a lot. So
That's so dumb.
just bear with me.
I was so worried today because I had like a proper like long day at work. Had to take the dog out after work, then come here. I'm like, shit, I've not eaten. I've not like. I usually have like a wee coffee or something to get me going. I'm like, I'm gonna have no chat tonight, but
Aye.
as long as Struan does, it doesn't matter.
See, just go back to zoom out a bit from the comedy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see comedy at the moment as a whole, like in a Scottish context? Do you like where it is?
What do you mean, like?
So it's just like we were sort of going into a very wokish kind of like
Oh, right, okay, aye.
time, place, like
Oh,
all these fucking all these snowflakes. All these fucking snowflakes. Aye, no, I get what you're saying. See, to be honest, I think Scotland's actually worse than a lot of other places.
really.
Yeah, like see going down south and being in London, and they seem to care less. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's because it's London and there's so many people there, but I think Scotland sometimes it's like paranoid about offending people. Like there definitely is. Aye.
Glasgow's like extremely political.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're in your experience, is it the same across like say like Edinburgh and Dundee and all that? And
I don't know. Edinburgh's kind of a hard place to gig. You can never really gauge an audience in Edinburgh because it's just a constant kind of revolving door of tourists coming in.
Right.
So if you do Monkey Barrow on a Monday night, it's that it could be anybody. There could be people from Columbia in the audience. You know what I mean?
It's not like an Edinburgh local.
And you can't do like you can't in Glasgow. You can't get away with. Kind of go to Edinburgh and start making references to like fucking EK shopping centre or something. Do you know what I mean? To a Colombian couple on a Monday night. So like, it's good, but because it makes you try harder and kind of appeal to a bigger audience without having to just, I don't know. Remember the fucking the Pollock Centre?
Is your stand-up just all about shit shopping centres?
So seeing that kind of circumstance, are you like analysing what audience is in front of you at all, or do you have your set material that you're going to go on and do ahead of time, or can you be like more loose on your feet with it?
Well, that's a good point because I genuinely like when I see the audience, I have a look at the audience before I go on. It's hard not to get a bit influenced by it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not that I'm going to change all my material, but it's more, if I see an audience, I'm like, they're probably not going to enjoy this kind of stuff. So I'll maybe refrain from doing like really fucking brutal stuff. Or
what kind of person would you
really
see and
brutal,
think that?
I don't know. It's shite. It's maybe I'm just being so judgy. But sometimes when I see an older audience, I'm like, they're not. Well, not even that they're not going to like brutal stuff. More like they won't get maybe references about. I don't know. Just references about. I don't want to fucking insult cunts. I don't know.
So is it more like age than what they're wearing or something? So I remember I'm scarred. Like when I lived in Edinburgh, a guy getting the tram with a Fraser snapback.
Oh,
Fraser. I was horrified.
What?
But if I saw him, I'd be like, okay, I need to leave.
No, I don't know really. I'm in the wings that see a regatta fleece, and I'm like, scrub that out.
What did a regatta fleece throw up for you? Like,
I
mentally?
don't know. It was just the first thing I thought. No, but I like the idea of not being influenced at all by an audience, but it's hard. I think it's not wise to just say, I don't give a fuck, I'm going to do. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're not changing your material, but be smart about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you've got a bank material there, but it's all yours.
Aye, because if you're in the stand on a Friday night, you can do material that's kind of Glasgow based and it'll go doing amazing.
Yeah.
But you need to be smart and not do that in Edinburgh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aye. But apart from that, I try and just stick to my guns.
And what came first with like? Because I know when I first was like aware of like you and your brother and stuff, it was sketches and like the Glasgow City and all that, and then the Ghost Boy stuff. And then more recently, I've seen like the Gilded Balloon stand-up set, which I thought was amazing.
Thank you.
And then you do music as well. So like, what was it? Music and sketch, and then stand-up later, or how did it go?
It was, well, obviously, say me and Paul did sketches together, and then I think it was just before the COVID. I thought, right, I really want to do stand-up, so I booked to do Red Raw in the stand, and it's like a 6-month waiting period. It was a pain, but waited 6 months, and I did it in October 2019, I think, and it went great. And then after that, obviously, fucking a year and a half later before we could perform again. And then I just kept doing stand up, and Paul my brother just kind of went his own way, and I just got into stand up.
Yeah.
And then music subsequently, I've kind of incorporated that into my set. And now I'm doing this other project with my pal, like the music project, so that's how I'm trying to kind of incorporate music and stand up together. So that's the kind of timeline of it.
I was going to ask, with Tony Turmeric, I'd imagine if you're watching this, you've seen the Randan music video and stuff like that, which is amazing, sticks in your head for ages. But was that like a song that you had seriously, and then you made it like a Tony Turmeric song because it's a good song?
I'm like embarrassed to really.
Yeah.
Well, there is this kind of, I've noticed that I overanalyze myself all the time. And I'm like, I kind of like, Marty, you're not comfortable being yourself, are you? Because I'm always like just playing all these, like all these mad character actors like Jim Carrey and all that. They always end up having a breakdown. Like Robin Williams. Who am I? But I've realised that early on, which is good. No. We basically wrote that just. We just wanted to write this kind of bam up tune that's just going to appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
pure Scottish culture thing. Aye, and then we kind of, because I've been doing stand up. Sorry, because I've been doing comedy. I felt like this been a bit ridiculous, just going straight away like starting a serious band.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's quite a difference, like just changing immediately. Like, can you imagine like a famous comedian or something like Kevin Bridges just one day was like in a rock band? I mean, I'm not comparing myself to Kevin Bridges, but like, it's just a bit like, what the fuck? So I thought if we do like a kind of,
What would they sing like?
oh, we saw it on time. You were in the house. Thank you. I love Kevin Bridges' voice.
Ravar sound
Good
guys
to
is
be
all.
here. Good to be here. Thank you. I kind of want to make fun of other comedians, like imitate other comedians. That's what I love doing, like on the stand-up scene. Like, I love it. We all love imitating each other.
Is Frankie Boyle not quite a good one to do?
The old Frankie was like, Frankie Boyle, wee boy with a receding hairline. How you doing, Benjamin Button? I don't know where I was going there. I forgot.
No, that's fine.
I know. I just thought like if we transition into doing that kind of parody thing. And then hopefully we want to do just like not serious tunes, but like actually be a serious band, but just kind of like a bit slapsticky parody-ish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
How do you incorporate music into your? Do you incorporate into stand up at all?
I did for my solo shows. So to be honest, my solo show, I just did a few songs at the end, and then I played that kind of related to my set, because my set's kind of was based around like having ADHD and stuff. And then I just at the end, just to beef out the set a bit, I just played like a couple of my own. Like I did a tune for BBC with Paul. It was called a Candy Apple Man tune. I don't know if you heard that.
No.
Check it out. Candy Apple Man. And then I played the Randan as well, and people loved that. So,
Yeah.
People were like singing it back to me, and I was like, "This is my first moment." Where, like,
Nice.
I've got like, I'm going to set myself up, but I've got like tics with my ADHD. I don't know if it's Tourette's ADHD, but I like have like physical tics, right? And they can like heavy flare up. And do you see Lewis Capaldi?
Yeah.
Like on stage, it was from my flatmate was like, Mark, you should like on stage like get people like you're having like a tic attack and like people are finishing your jokes for you. Like they finished this song.
Yeah.
You know, like finishing the eye. But I do actually have physical tics.
Yeah.
So I'm like how Lewis was getting people to finish the end of the song. I'm like getting people to finish my Tyson Fury joke. And now the day. Right.
Do those tics flare up like
When I
under
start
stress?
talking about them.
Is it sort of under like more stressful,
Aye.
like being on stage? I imagine there's an element of stress to that.
No, I'm actually alright. There's a good few that this one I do all the time. I go like, I do that, and it's like I'm. My pal said to me, I look like I'm reacting to. Should I look like I'm individually reacting to different 9/11 jumpers? Something like that. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, I can't help it. This is this is an impairment.
I'm crying.
Sorry.
I think it's the first time I've cried or laughed on the podcast.
I think it's the fault of all these jumpers.
So, before you were
9/11 can bring so much laughter. Fucking hell.
It's a silver lining to every ash cloud. so before 2011, when you said we just take a break.
Yeah.
So who's
I'm
your
obsessed.
inspiration?
I'm obsessed with 9/11. I'm not gonna lie, like really obsessed. Dude.
As in the conspiracies and all that?
No. I'm just obsessed with it.
Did you do any impressions?
No.
Jumping off tables.
Did you ever see the Frankie Boyle joke when he's talking about like when they're jumping off? He's like, could have thrown a few turns in there. It's like just one guy surfing down on a desk.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Fucking hell.
We were talking about the Norm Macdonald joke about that the other night, weren't we? The
9/11.
9/11 Airlines.
I love it.
Oh, okay.
So we're cancelled.
Yeah.
Moving swiftly on. when you're talking about sketches, because I wanted to talk to you about this. I know you said like you and your brother started making sketches and posting them online. So before that, did you just make sketches like for yourselves and for your pals and taking videos and stuff?
Wait away there.
No, but we and Paul just did the first thing we ever did was just a wee viral video, and then it went really viral.
Was it the Glasgow one? Was that one of your
No,
first
it
ones?
wasn't.
No.
It was we did videos like dressed as a mum and a daughter. I don't know if you ever saw it.
No.
Stop filming me.
Stop filming me, Courtney. That's
Oh, someone messaged me that actually.
Aye, stop filming me, Courtney is. Aye, that was the first video I ever did. And
Okay.
then, it just pure blew up, and then we did a few subsequent ones with those characters, and then we did the Glasgow one.
Right.
And then from there, did stuff for the BBC. That was it. That was the beginning. So
Right.
Where
Straight
does-
to viral.
before that, I was fucking training to be a French. No, I wasn't training to be a French teacher. I thought I was going to fucking live in France and shit, and then I put on a wig, and everything changed. Aye.
Where does that fit into like the timeline of like you doing your first stand up at 2019?
So we released the first wee sketch video we did was 2017, but then it was like 2018, kind of spring, summer, that we released at the Glasgow sketch and stuff. And so you're talking about a year after that I did stand up.
At that point were you thinking like stand up might be a way to go for you?
I loved watching like American comedians or even Frankie Boyle. I was just obsessed with Frankie Boyle because he just like his joke writing for me was just unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
better than I fucking one of the best I've ever seen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just kind of obsessed with it that way. But I was like, I need to do it before I die. I was like 24. I was like, I need to do it before I die. And it was the first time I did it was. I was like steaming, but I was like a scumbag in an alleyway, like downing like bottles of wine, like just to calm my nerves. But
Yeah. And it went well, yeah.
that was amazing. Well, I've had you have some shit gigs as well, but the stand in Glasgow, I'd say, is like the best room. I played London recently in Leicester's Theatre, and it was class. But the stand in Glasgow is like one of the best rooms to play.
Yeah.
Because you can't see the fuckers.
Right, okay.
It's so dark.
You can't see them.
I didn't
Apart from-
realise it was 6 months that you need to sign up for this Red Raw night
Red
until you
Raw,
get
aye.
it. Do you like...
You can do other open mic nights though.
Uh-huh.
Like there's some good open mic nights like Monkey Barrel in Edinburgh on a Monday. They do a free for all, which you just sign up on the night. But sometimes you get like fucking 50 people signing up, and it's like 12:30, and you get
Right.
on, and like there's 5 people left in the audience because everybody's went home.
Yeah.
But the stand is because it's like seen as a prestigious place to play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, like in the how it's set up, like in the evening, like, do you prefer to play or prefer to perform earlier on in the evening or like later or something?
All right, in the
In the running order, sorry.
It does depend on the venue. I'd rather go if it's a stand like a Friday night or something. I'd rather go like after the first break.
Right.
Crowd's warmed up a bit.
Yeah.
Going first can be fine as well, and going last, especially those nights where it's just a set amount of time. The show, the running length of the show is just perfect. That people aren't too tired at the end of it. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
wherever you go, it's all right. But like always after a break, that's always my favourite time.
Just
to go.
get people as they're coming back and they're fresh.
Aye.
What's like the toughest gig in a stand-up night? Is it like the compare host guy, or is it like going first?
Well, the compare host thing is there's a real art to it. It's,
Yeah.
it's a real fucking hell. I've tried it once, and it was hard because it's like you don't need to be hilarious.
Yeah.
You just need to get the crowd up for it and be a bit funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that takes a lot to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like you need to get out your own head and something. I need to be funny for me.
Yeah.
I need to tell jokes, and it's not about that. It's just about interacting with the audience and getting them buzzing for the next act. Do you know what I mean? You do need to be funny though.
Yeah. I think that with...
But it's a hard job. It's really takes a lot of skill to compare.
I saw Billy Kirkwood at like a New Year show, and every like in between, and he obviously started it and ended it and all the in betweens.
Yeah.
He was hilarious doing crowd
Billy's,
work. and
Billy's one of the best I've
he's
seen.
phenomenal.
Aye, he's amazing.
I did think that looked solid.
Aye.
But yeah, can you tell us a bit about?
Go back to the start, brother.
Yeah, what's it called again?
That's James English. He
Yeah.
always says, go back to the start where I began.
Oh, I watched that today, and I was like, that's a good question. I might steal that. The French aspirations, like how did that come about? And
Like just studying French.
so you're wanting to move to France? Is that like? was
Well,
that like
I wanted I don't know what I studied. Do you know what it's like when you leave school? You like, unless
Yeah.
you really know what you want to do. Like, I was good at French and I love it and I still love it. Learning languages, but I don't know what I was going to do. Probably I knew I didn't want to be a teacher, but I was like, I'd probably fucking be a translator or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Moved to France, did a year abroad, and then fucking Stoke Film me caught me. I found a new path by wearing a Beatles wig.
And you did. I know we spoke about it yesterday. We usually fire through like some decent chat when we're taking photos and then regret it, but you did stand up in French.
I did it in Paris this year. That was always a kind of bucket list thing I wanted to do. It's a shame because I could probably go back and get more slots, you know what I mean, and work on it. Like, but it does take a lot of effort, do you know what I mean, when I'm trying to pursue things here. It's like,
You have to then do it in a different country in a different language.
like, and imagine going all the way there and getting fucking booed off.
That'd be fucking brutal.
I know,
Actually,
you're just at the airport like
It must be such a small percentage of comedians that have done a show in like a couple of languages.
aye. This is for Glasgow probably as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few that do it, like Eddie Izzard, obviously he does it in German and French, and there's a guy called Paul Taylor who lives in Paris, is English. He's a bit of a wank, but he does like a French English show.
Okay.
But his part's kind of. Do you know what I really didn't want to do in French was go over and go like, "Oh, I'm Scottish," and sorry, I spat all over you there. Like just I don't like just talking about like my nationality and like,
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm Scottish, you know, fucking deep frying my heroin, and I'm like,
Is that like a hacky?
I
by the
just think it's easy. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And well, that's what that guy does. He's just like always talking about the difference between French and English. And I'm like, no, I just want to go and tell my weird, funny jokes that I think
Yeah.
funny in French and see if people
Yeah.
get them. But it was great. I had to like obviously change. I couldn't talk about like shopping centres. Remember that EK shopping centre there?
Le Silverburn.
It was Silverburn.
So see, for your material, how often do you like renew like what it is you're doing?
It's hard. See, like take my brother for example. He's done, because he's built a following on TikTok. He's written like 3-4 different shows. So to be honest, he's actually gone through more material than me, because when you're on the stand-up circuit doing 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here, it's quite easy to just get in a rut of your good
Yeah.
15 minutes, your good 20 minutes.
You know what works.
So for my next show, I'm going to write a whole new show. And that's better. It's better to just keep writing new stuff. It is, it's difficult because you like, see if you go into a new venue and it's like crowded up for it, you're like, oh, why fucking do my...
You want
I
to
know
show
I've
yourself
got-
off as the
you
best.
are, it's like
Yeah.
70. So the best way around it, I think, is you do like most of your good stuff and throw in like 2 or 3 or 4
The old
new jokes,
classics.
new
Right,
jokes
okay.
as well. But definitely open strong and finish strong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But definitely you need to try new stuff every time. And sometimes I don't. Do you know what I mean? I've found myself not, because I've just shat it last minute.
And what's like your writing process? Do you like workshop it with your brother, or is it all on stage, or is it stories, or?
It's a kind of a mixture between. I found the kind of stand up I like the best is stories that kind of might be, they're like semi true. Well, like for example, I do a whole bit about going to church, right? And there's like
Yeah.
a pedo in my church and all that. And all of this is true.
I watched that this morning.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Aye. And that is true, but it's like you just tell you elaborate on wee things. Like,
Yeah.
I think telling a story and creating a scenario and just building wee jokes off that is funnier than like building the laughs rather than being like just one-liners, because
Yeah.
one-liners like and then reset and it's just quite
Yeah.
exhausting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can
It's
imagine.
like it's fun. It works in like for reel on Instagram or something like that. You
Yeah,
get
exactly.
2 or 3 and you're like, class, move on to the next thing.
Aye.
But for like a long time, that's
Like Jimmy Cardi in an hour, it's like he's just a lot of fucking writing and throwaway lines. You know what I mean?
And
yeah.
you can
He does
drift
it
off
well.
as well with one-liners, because you know if I don't listen for 30 seconds, it doesn't matter. Whereas if you're in the middle of a story, you have to be engaged and you build tension and all
Yeah.
that. That's interesting.
Aye. But I like, see, that's why I love Frankie Boyle, because what he does so well is he does all of those things.
Mhm.
Like he'll do like a wee kind of weird story, and then he'll just hit you with like a weird one-liner. Do you know what I mean? I just think he's so good at all of it, and he
Yeah.
just merges it all together. Aye.
And who else, like when you're talking about storyteller comics, like who are like your favourites like just now?
Just now, we're talking like British or
Anything.
Anybody.
Just whoever you watch. And
I love. I mean, Bill Burr's great as well. Like he is good. I obviously loved Norm Macdonald, who's dead now, but
Yeah.
he was less so for his stand-up, just for him. Do you know what I mean? I just thought he was
Yeah,
hilarious.
and interviews
his
and
podcasts
podcasts,
and his, Dave Chappelle. I went to see Dave Chappelle in
yeah,
Berlin. It was amazing. His kind of older stuff as well was amazing. I'm trying to think people now. It's hard because a lot of the comedians you like see on the Apollo and all that are just pure like tame shite. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Aye. And that's a good platform. Like if I was on that, it'd be a good platform for me to like.
yeah.
So see if you were given that platform, how would you approach that? Would you? You're talking about people
Aye.
being tame on it now.
Aye.
Like, would you try and do something a bit more out there and push the boat, or would
just
you?
running it and being pure homophobic? Like,
All 9/11 jokes.
Aye, well, I'd want to, but it's whether they can after it they can
edit it,
aye,
or
they can edit it or not air it.
yeah.
That's the thing. So I'm not really bothered either way, but that would be a good. Boy, Liam Farrelly, he got on. He's Scottish Comedian of the Year 2 years ago. He
Yeah.
got on the Apollo recently. And that's a good platform. Aye.
That's on that Ayrshire magazine that we had stuff on.
Oh yeah.
What? And you said something similar about we can name them or not name them, but like you did work with some company, but they would like monitor, or was it you and Paul, or just Paul? Like what videos, what you did in your videos or jokes and stuff.
Well,
like
aye, it's just I think like when you work with other people, people want their say in it, and it's sometimes things get diluted.
that? Non-comedians having a say in.
It's bullshit to be honest, but that's kind of way it is. So, you've got to listen to somebody who isn't funny telling you what's funny.
Yeah.
He talks like that. Sorry.
Is that an impressionist tune? And what?
That's
And
the
what?
first time we flashed that in the camera in this.
Oh yeah. What? How did you come up with it? Like, where did the idea on the wig come for Tony Turmeric?
What do you mean? Where did I get that?
Yeah, like what?
What's the inspiration for Tony Jimmy?
No, I know the inspiration, but like, when did you be like, right? I'm gonna do a song as Jerry Cinnamon. This is the wig I'm using.
I don't know who Jerry Cinnamon is, first and foremost. Don't know who you're talking about.
Protecting yourself.
I just don't know who you're talking about. No, we just because me and my friend Steve-O, who we do the videos with, we did a couple of parodies. So we did an Open Goal parody, which have you ever seen Open Goal with Sty Ferry? So we did one like that, and then a James English one. So we just thought this will be like the third one. We can parody something else.
Right.
He came up with Tony Turmeric as well. So hats off to Steve-O.
Nice.
That was it. We just Tony Turmeric, a spice. That was quite a cool name.
Yeah.
We had a few others kicking about. We had, what did we have? Colin Cumin. That was shite. Gary Masala.
I like that.
Aye.
So that was inspiration.
I like the wee dance in France, and you're just that the awkward dance. It's class.
And he'd stamping.
I was saying to Struan, like when we originally organised this podcast, I wanted like you to. Oh, we were talking.
Oh, I
about
remember you said
storming out and coming back in.
with the
as-
guitar on and just knocking shit over.
Yeah.
Just playing the guitar obnoxious.
All the cameras going everywhere.
I just be like, we did an album promo. I don't know if you saw it for Tony Turmeric. We released. It's a bit fried if you watch it.
Right.
Did you see it? No.
I don't think so, mate.
Oh, watch it, man. It's good. So it's a Tony Turmeric album promotion,
Right.
and we've just got him wearing the guitar everywhere. So he's like wearing the guitar in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
shower. He's wearing the guitar when he's shagging. He's wearing the guitar while he's playing a bass guitar. Yeah. So give that a watch.
And when you were growing up, like what got
Was it
you
hard?
in?
You need to say the James English. Was it hard for you?
Where did it all begin, and was it hard for you?
Well, what was the actual question though? Is that what you were going to say?
No, I was just gonna say like what was like your first memory of like getting into comedy or a comedian or a show or whatever that was like, oh, I want to do that.
Oh, probably. I mean, there's a good few ones that we really loved growing up. Were like Summer Heights High. Have you seen that Australian one?
Chris Lilly.
Chris Lilly,
Phenomenal.
unbelievable. I think he thinks he's done before and since have not been as good as Summer Night's High. I thought Summer Night's High was just like the perfect package of everything. So that we fucking loved that, like, and the kind of brutalness of it. Do you know what I mean? How kind of really fucking mean it was.
Quite a lot of poignant moments as well.
Aye,
I
of
couldn't think
course,
that word.
and the music as well. With like the musical he actually wrote is amazing.
Oh, did
like,
he?
Well, I don't know if he wrote it all, but the tunes in it are
Yeah.
so catchy.
Yeah.
And it's just that kind of, it's like Book of Mormon, like, see, like pure happy go tunes, but like the content's like brutal as fuck. I loved that. And then other things like Lemmy.
Yeah.
Lemmy definitely is like, for me, he was just just the best, some of the best comedy I've ever seen, to be honest. So he was a big inspiration. Sorry, I feel pure weird saying his inspiration. No, Lemmy, amazing. Who else?
Mighty Bush and stuff.
Mighty
you mentioned
Bush,
it before, yeah.
Mighty Bush. I got into the Mighty Bush really late, actually. Like, when I started watching it, like, my brother was obsessed with it, but it's fucking amazing. And Julian Barrett's so talented, man. Like, as a musician as well. You don't realise how. I don't know how much Noel had done, played in that kind of the writing of the music and stuff. Like, I don't know if it was all Julian. By that, so just kind of weird, wacky stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of not. I was speaking the other day about how, like, say, like Bo Burnham, for example. Like, I get it. He's talented. I get why people like it, but it's more. I'd rather just nonsensical stuff. It's just more.
Yeah.
Like, just silliness is funnier. You know what I mean?
Was that like
I don't want like a political message behind.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit.
That's a lot of comedy nowadays as well. With stand up, it's always like, I'm on the good side. I'm going to talk about me being on the good side and how evil. It's like, yeah, we get, like everyone is. It's not funny.
No, totally.
Not to slam anyone, but I'm trying to think if any of our guests have a video like that. No, sorry.
Just make
name
people
no names.
laugh. Just make people laugh. You know that you're there to make people laugh. You're not there to fucking preach to them.
Mine. Oh man, that for me is Reeves and Mortimer. When they re-released that BBC show and there's a bit with like Run DMC and like a wee hat comes on and just makes a wee horn noise, oh my god, I was dying. And I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson and stuff.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, if you like silly humour, like I Think You Should Leave is incredible.
Really?
Yeah, but don't watch like clips. Like what put it on Netflix. Oh my, you'll love it.
Definitely I'll watch it.
It's good.
Talking about being mean, is there like a place you won't go? Because we were talking about some things last night when we were doing the photos and recent events and stuff like that. Like how, and you were doing a roast, and you talked about that you like doing that because it'd be like a free pass to say like the worst things.
No, but it's not that I wanted a free pass to say like.
No, yeah.
Like, not free pass to say racist things.
That's a bad way of phrasing that.
No. I get
Stone's on one.
No, I totally get what you're saying. I think that there's places you won't go because it's not funny. Do you know what I mean? You can tell, and if you hear Frankie Boyle talk about this a lot, it's like it's the context of the joke, and if it's not, the reason Frankie Boyle got away with so much is because it was an intelligently like thought out joke, and the target of the joke wasn't what you thought. Like
it was always a bit of misdirection.
Aye, exactly, and you're missing the target of the joke. But also, like I would say Frankie Boyle like is quite PC now than the like.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not saying his comedy is, but like when he interviews and stuff, like the way he talks about comedy. But then again, he did jokes about like Down syndrome people giving him a blowjob. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, back then you didn't really mind doing jokes.
That's one thing I was wondering about roasts was.
I thought you keep that bit in, man. So bad, terrible transition, like that bit's like cut out.
So see what comment, like a lot of, I don't want to use the word woke, whatever, but a lot of comedians nowadays will say like, oh, you have to punch up and you can't joke about this and you can't joke about this, but they'll do roasts and they'll make racial jokes. They'll make like you're like this, like what they wouldn't accept on stage if one person was saying it is accepted as a roast because you're talking to someone, you've got that permission. But there could be people in the audience offended. I'm not saying I'm offended. I love like offensive humour and all that. But then, do you think like comedy gets held to a higher standard than films, music? Like you don't really see that attack on anywhere else. Like,
aye. Let me think before I have another brain fart.
That was a deep
I know,
question.
sorry.
I liked it though. No, it was good.
That was good. And I'm trying to figure out what it meant.
See, while you're thinking, the reason I said it is because we've had a few people on, and I don't want to just put forward like an opinion or I think this, I think this.
So what you?
So I digested it.
Yeah.
Asking a few people similar questions. I kind of digested it over the past few months, and I'm like,
Wait, can you
that's written up
rephrase
there.
it kind of so I can, or just tell me again what you're saying? Because
So I'm just saying why do comedians get a hard time for joking about, say like offensive material, but the same comedians that are giving people jip for that are the same people love roasts where it's the exact same jokes but it's against someone you can see, and then you get it in TV shows where it's like a guy playing an idiot, or you get it in music when they're talking about whatever.
Yeah, there's loads of hypocrisy. I just think, say what you want and the audience will decide. Like if you want to go out on the stage in the stand and say whatever you want, you have to accept that they might not want you back ever again because of what you said, and that's 100%. Fine. You take that risk. Yeah. So I mean, the audience decides whether you're funny or not. Yeah. So I'd never say like, oh, this is off bounds, you shouldn't talk about this. There's things I just wouldn't talk about because I don't know. There's quite a grey area where like you're like, can I make a joke about that? Do you know what I mean, like, we were talking about 9/11. It was a long time ago, but I mean, if there's a 9/11 survivor or victims like sibling there, would we be like? Do you know what I mean? So it's like we're kind of removed from it because it was so long ago, and it was so you can offend any cunt. So it's like I just say like, you just have, if you find it funny, go for it, and if it's shite, the audience will decide. Just don't think, oh, can I say this? Can I say that?
Yeah, that was Terry and Boyd who we had on. That was his almost verbatim what he said. So let the audience that's their to judge what they want to see. Yeah. And if they align with it, they'll support you, and if they don't, you'll be.
My pal got his my pal Sean. He got his mic cut and sleazies.
Yeah.
It was pretty brutal. I mean, he said that he did a really, really brutal joke. And after I was like, you shouldn't fucking cut someone's mic. Definitely not. No. It was like, it was really awkward. But on the other hand, I was like, well, it is their club, and if they don't want that material, then they don't have to ask them back.
That's the thing, though. You just don't ask them back.
Exactly. You don't cut that mic. Exactly.
Because people are paying for a comedy show, so you're kind of expecting to get something that's a little bit edgy. And most people would probably be a bit disappointed if they didn't. Yeah. But it's just how far you can push it on a night, and that's the skill of the comedian then. Yeah. Reading the room.
Well, the roaster it is like there's a lot of kind of room to be really offensive. And the thing is, it's because you're directing it as somebody, it almost seems like because you're directing it at a person, it's like the audience probably feel like, oh, this isn't me.
They're a bit detached from it.
Yeah. But they're enjoying it. I had a horrible moment, and I did my show at the Glasgow Comedy Festival, and I do a bit with I don't know if you've seen my jokes about my dad. No. Like, so I did like my dad died of a heart attack. So I'm like his last words. He died of a heart attack in front of me when I was 18, and his last words were quite poetic. His last words were, "My heart pounds, my heart pounds, my heart pounds, my heart pounds." And then I'm like, I don't know what he meant by that. I thought he was just singing a JLS song or something.
JLS. What a reference.
There's the misdirection.
But anyway, a woman, so my pal Sean was hosting, and his dad's dead as well, and he started talking about dead dad, and this woman in the front row started crying. This is before I went on stage. Crying. He's like, "Are you alright?" And she was like, "Yeah, I lost my dad recently." And he was like, "Oh fuck, I'm so sorry," and all that. And I was like, I can't even tell my joke. And I went on stage and I did address the girl. I'm sorry to hear about your dad, and I started going on about my dad. It's just that way, like you're saying I'm sorry and then going into imitating my dad with a heart attack in front of her.
Oh jeez.
And I just kind of looked at her face and she was just like that.
What was her reaction? Did she find any humour in it at all, or was it just too raw?
I think it was just it was too soon after that kind of interaction with the other comedian, so it was. But I just thought, right, look, I can't change my set because one person in the audience. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about this to like, this is my way of dealing with the trauma of that happening to me. So it's like,
she might have had the same reaction or the same kind of thought process as you, that was a way to work through it. How did the rest of them react to?
Oh, that's the thing. They were all howling, laughing.
Yeah. It must be something like, because there's a little bit of you knows like, or thinks you probably shouldn't laugh in that situation, because especially when you've got someone there who's already said, my dad's passed and it's still hard. Then there's a little bit of you's like, how to say this politically.
It's hard.
There's a little bit of
you.
you wants to laugh because
Aye.
just a situation you know you shouldn't,
Mhm.
and that makes it harder not to.
Aye. It's just I know I don't know because see if I was in the audience and like say that somebody mentions cancer and you've got cancer, it's like fuck that must be quite hard in an audience
Yeah.
like somebody talking about that and you're actually going through it. So, but you can obviously like we said before you can't try and account for everybody. You can't
Yeah.
just try and not offend everybody. You just got to. Aye.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're playing to a room full of people that are not.
Like, see, it's about the context. Where see, like somebody like one of my favourite jokes is, and I don't know who wrote this joke, but it's one of my favourite jokes ever. Is like my grand died of the big C. No, it's not that. Sorry, it says my grand star sign was Cancer, so it's ironic how she died. She was eaten by a giant crab. Or like she died in the big C for the Tesco sign fell on her. Like, so that's not about cancer. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But something like, about cancer. So
No, it's setting you up for fall there.
Aye,
yeah.
aye.
That'd be a good way to workshop jokes. I don't know who said this, but I love it. And then just say like
I
one of
don't know
your
who
new
said
things.
that. I did love it. A joke, and I don't know who wrote it, but it's amazing.
That's good. I'm also a Cancerian. So I get it more than the rest of it.
So see when you're writing, like, do you physically write, or is it more than do you retain the things you're saying in your head, or how do you go about it?
I think most people that write anything would say that it fucking comes to you when you're not sitting with a pen and paper.
Yeah.
Like you're in the shower and then you're like, oh, that's hilarious, or just something happens and you're like, oh, this would be a great bit. It kind of ruins your brain though. Like see when you start doing this, because anytime anybody says it, and you go, oh, that'd be a good bit.
Yeah.
Instead of just living life as a human and enjoying humour.
Do you write those things down then, like, or note them on your phone or something?
If I don't, I forget them.
Yeah.
So I've probably forgot a lot of good bits over the years because I've not written it down. But
See that Mitch Hedberg joke? And he's like, sometimes if I'm in the hotel, I'm in bed at night, I think of a good joke, I have to convince myself that it's not that good because I can't find a pen.
that's so true.
Well, here's a wee gift for
I've
come
been,
on.
I've,
a
been
wee,
I've been looking at that fun pick. I'm desperate.
I know,
fun
I was thinking
fact.
that as well.
I've got Kill Tony gives out joke books. So I'm like, I've got a wee spare notepad. I'm gonna give him that and a thumb pick.
Oh, legend! I've been dying for a thumb pick.
So
I
we're
mean,
bringing
I could
back
easily
the
have bought-
presents.
Yeah. Oh wait, wrong one.
Our first guest, Kieran White, got a packet of bacon rashers and what was it, a juice?
You got a bit. Oh yeah. So I thought you actually meant you got a 6-pack of smoky bacon.
Oh yeah, shit.
Oh well.
All right, fucking hell.
Just give you a
Did
good
that like an
grateful.
arm thing where you gave me a joke to read it.
Oh, that would have been good. Yeah,
Aye.
the shit jokes at the end. Do you want a cut and I'll just write one?
See, going back to your performing,
Yeah.
do you get heckled much? Do you get much crowd interaction?
Aye, but me and my brother talk about this because we don't. I try not to allow too much. It was good doing my own seat on the Fringe. Like I really got comfortable just chatting to the audience,
Right.
and because before it was quite a daunting thing. Just if somebody shouts something, you like tends and you seize up. You're like,
Yeah.
it's quite scary. So I mean, it was initially.
Yeah.
Because you think immediately, oh, I need to be funny straight away, but you actually don't. You just have to like kind of let them ramble on until maybe you find something.
Yeah,
that they
give
say.
yourself time to.
Aye, but your immediate reaction is, I need to fucking come back with a belter here. Come back here, else I look like an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't. Crowd interaction's not really. I want to get better at crowd interaction, but it's not really what I'm just going out there to make people laugh. Do you know what I mean? Some comedians are like only crowd interaction. You know what I mean, and
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
famous comedians are all into crowd interaction. Like Paul Smith, the liver pudding guy. You seen
Yeah,
him?
Hot Water Comedy Club guy. Yeah, he's
Aye,
phenomenal.
I mean, I don't know if he does others. I've not been to see him, like, but his crowd interaction's amazing. Do you know what I mean?
And do you?
Alright, mates.
I'm really glad you did that because I
That's
forgot my question. Do you go see a lot of comedy now that you're doing it?
No, I hate watching comedy.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's like a pure anxiety thing. Like when I see it, I'm like, oh, because it's almost like no. I do enjoy watching comedy, especially seeing my pals on the circuit like
Yeah.
doing well. It's class, but I try. Sometimes it's good to watch, obviously, to get just kind of pick up on stuff that people do. But I don't know. I just try and it's like more like an anxiety thing. I'm like, I can't watch it.
Right. Okay.
I need to stick to my own stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's a way that I want to get some watch good comedians and like take stuff for that, but then also just don't want any influence
Mhm.
with my material. Do you know what I mean?
it to be kind of pure to you.
Yeah, could you do it? Like, you see comedians everywhere, and I'm not going to lie, that some of my jokes, you could say, oh, that sounds like the way fucking Frankie Boy would say up a joke. Do you know what I mean? Or
You're bound to like be influenced by
yeah, of
like,
course, that's
stuff
it.
you watch.
Everybody's influenced.
That's cool.
It's like the Dave Rossi chat about the Picasso quote or something, right?
Yeah, great artists steal. Oh,
Ah,
what's
that's
it?
All
is.
artists steal, but great art. No, yeah. Imitators, something like that. Oh my god.
Aye,
Put it up
that's
here.
If only we were great artists, we'd be able to steal.
Yeah.
We can't even remember.
Yeah, it's the same with photos and stuff, because like Instagram especially, you're saturated on all that stuff, and you kind of fall down when you first get into photography a rabbit hole of like super saturated HDR. Like you go up north and you meet all the grass is like bright, it's like orange and teal, and it's all this crap photos, and you see everyone still going on that cycle.
yeah.
And the same photo of the Glencoe cottage is featured every day. The
Jimmy
exact same
Savile's
photo.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went orange and teal in some of my colour grades for this.
I did. Yeah.
But no, I know what you mean. Like,
Actually, a Highland cow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I quite. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like you try and like distance yourself from it because you don't want to end up being somebody else.
Following
Aye.
trends.
And
My Spanish pal Eduardo, he does a lot of kind of landscape things, so we're
Yeah.
slaughtering him right now.
So do we. Like
Yeah.
we've both got everything I just talked about on our pages.
Yeah.
Probably,
you got. I mean, you got to start somewhere, and that like influences like help build like a character of your own work, and then eventually, hopefully, you find a lane which you can excel in.
Talking about excelling, it's hard to excel without some bullish coffee in the morning. That's
I thought
Bullish Coffee
I
Company.
thought you were
Doc.
going to pull out a spreadsheet.
We got you a spreadsheet as well. I wrote a joke on it.
Excel.
Portrait 20, bullishcoffeecompany.co.uk. What's that? Get your money's worth. Podcast wise, I first reached out to you after seeing you on Darren Connell's podcast, which is brilliant, the Straight White Whale, right?
Yeah.
Thought you were class on that, dead funny. But is that something you do a lot, or have you ever thought of doing your own?
No, I hate it.
You do?
I like, no, I've not done it in a while, actually. This is the first pod that I've done in a while. We wanted to do our own one that kind of just chatting shit. But I just can't, I've not got the energy for it, man. I'm just gonna,
Yeah.
it's music and stand up. That's all I'm really going to focus on now.
How often are you gigging, like stand up wise?
The new maybe like twice a week.
Right.
Gigging in England no more. I'm going to fucking Scunthorpe next week.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've looked up. It looks fucking.
It's a bit wild
Grim.
down there.
Aye. there's nothing. I think it was like an old kind of industry town.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's got a comedy club though.
Aye. It's like a theatre as well. It's quite a big gig. And I gigged in High Wycombe last week, and just outside London, and it was all that way, like a fucking train to London, then a train to High Wycombe for like 9-hour total journey, and you
How
go
long
and
were you on
stay.
for?
And it was only 15 minutes. No, 20 minutes, sorry. And you kind of forget that it's just any other gig, so it could be shite. So it's just because I've travelled 10 hours, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
and it was alright. It was just not a good. It was a fucking massive like hall, and it was like set up like wedding tables, like circular tables. So it just wasn't like a comedy. And I was up on the high stage. Sounds like I'm making a lot of excuses for this gig. But it was alright. I got some laughs, but then sometimes it seemed you came all that way, and there's a cunt in the front row who's just like staring at the wall.
Right.
Just that. Yeah, I'm fucking pouring my heart out instead. I came all the way from fucking Glasgow. This guy just that.
Doesn't
It's like
care.
when you hear a Scottish accent, I feel some people switch off.
Oh,
Right.
really?
English people. Well, I think that's what it feels like. Because it takes. There's a good bit Larry Dean. Do you know Larry Dean?
Yeah.
He does a bit. He's like a lot of English people hear a Scottish accent. Like, oh shit, I need to concentrate now. It's true. They're like, oh fuck's sake, I need to concentrate.
Yeah, because we're all like Southwest Scotland, born and bred, and there's no barrier to like being able to understand. But for some reason, the Scottish accent down south, like I've had it a few times where I was in London visiting some people, and they're like struggling at times, and I don't have a thick accent at all.
Yeah. It's
So yeah,
frustrating.
I had that in. I went to some comedy night in New York when I was just there for a day, but I was like dead excited. I was like, oh, you never know who you're gonna get, and we did get like Judah Freelander, you know, from 30 Rock with the big mad hair.
No, I don't know.
He has like the big thick glasses off. He's a kind of like
probably reckon.
weird kind of guy. He's really good. And Todd Barry who I absolutely love. But the compare guy was coming out and he was trying to chat to me like 3 or 4 times, and I was honestly like trying my hardest. And I was like, "We are here from." And I was like, he's like, "I'm just gonna move on, buddy. Don't get it. I don't get it." I was like sweating and stuff like that. I was like, "Fuck, I didn't think it was that bad."
It's such an effort. And then like English people, like how like I hate it. Like English people can't understand, but then they understand like Alex Ferguson, or maybe they don't. They can't pronounce his R's. But aye, the Kevin Bridges says that like, you've got to like enunciate when you go down there.
Yeah, the Leamington Spa.
Yeah,
joke.
thank you.
So
Thank you.
see when you're
Let's
talking about
go. I was like, if Kevin Bridges was in France, he'd be like, Paris, merci. And then, shout out, big Kev. Kev got in touch with Paul actually. He's been
yeah.
in Paul's DMs.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my fucking DMs.
You never know. He might be
No.
one of the 100 viewers of this episode and reach out.
I think it's a safe bet he won't.
We've got a clip there of the Kevin Bridges impression. That would probably do well.
Actually, we could tag him.
Tag him and Jerry Simon.
Oh.
Did you not say your pals were geeing you up saying that Jerry Cinema was after you?
Aye, they were. And James English as well. Oh, he's pals with gangsters and that. Better watch. What's he going to do? That's what I said. Like, the ultimatum is, they need to kill me. Like, what else are they going to do me?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Imagine stabbing somebody because he did an impression. That would look pretty bad.
The pettiness.
It'd make your impression like immortal.
I
though.
know.
Yeah.
I would go down in history.
Yeah. Only appreciated after he died.
Aye.
Like all the greats. Speaking of greats, that was a terrible segue. I'm not about to speak about greats. Well, actually, about like, see when you're writing or creating anything, is there like times of day or moods like you have to be in to do that stuff, or is it just very much you're picking up on like things that are happening and moments?
I think it's just moments. I've got fucking with my ADHD. Like, I find it hard to sit and focus. I mean, I need to have like I need to just be in the mood for it. Like, or if I fucking down loads of caffeine, I tend to concentrate better. But I can see like saying, right, I'm going to sit down and write half an hour material. It just never works like that for me. It's just wee bits here and there. And then when I actually sit down, but I do really struggle like with sitting, like concentrating. Like, I'm in need of some speed.
Does ADHD help in terms of like, let's say you've got a fringe show coming up, so you're always thinking, I've got this fringe show coming up, and like you say, it ruins your life. You're always looking for bits.
Aye.
Does ADHD come into that? Do you think you have like I don't know what I'm saying.
I know, I get it. It's like your best and worst. Like,
Yeah, I was going to say, is it a benefit to having ADHD for this kind of work?
It's both. It's like the creativity ADHD is great for, but the actual getting shit done is terrible for.
So,
So, because it's like you don't act. It's like you don't move until the house is burning. You know what I mean? So it's like I literally, like, the night before my gig, having to finish writing the end of my show and stuff. Like, it's insane how I work. Like,
Yeah.
it's just chaos.
And how was it with the French one? Like, did you just translate jokes directly, or
Yeah, well, I translated a few, but I did the ones like the bald ones and the way the French speak kind of one.
Yeah.
Because I thought, right, those ones, they're universal. Do you know what I mean? They'll get that, and they did. They liked it. But other ones I tried to write for the French audience. Basically, just took my joke and then replaced EK Shopping Centre with Eiffel Tower. But so I just kind of tried to write, but I told you just there, like, some of my joke, like I just mentioned. No, do you know what it was? I did the chin joke. You ever see the chin joke I did, like, because I've got a big pointy chin. Like, my brother says I have a face like an upside down iron. And I said people used to call me Chindiana Jones and stuff.
right? Yeah, that was the French thing.
And they
right?
used to call me Chin Diesel, Shania Twain, Osama Chin Laden. And I said that in French, and they all just went, oh. He didn't even do it to you. It was still a bit raw with the terrorist attacks, obviously, but I was like, get over it.
Oh man.
It was funny, my pal Davey, he came with me and he speaks no French and this whole show's in French. no English people in the room, and he's just sitting there teasing, like listening to it. And like, he's like, I asked the audience to get the context of the joke. I said, do you know the word for chin in English? Obviously, I said this in French. Do you know the word for chin in English? And about 5 people were like, chin. And my pal Dave, he's just sitting there nodding at all what's happening. Like, cuts around him, just starting going, chin. He's just looking at other people, like, laughing along and talking about terrorism.
Always comes back to that. What is French for chin?
Monton.
Monton. Right,
Monton.
okay.
No.
Good nothing.
French. The French are weirdos.
That's cool though. Like, fair play to you going over and doing that. That's insane.
I did a joke. What was it? No, the French when I got this one. I did a joke to my French the other day about. I said, "Drink French children when they go down a chute, go yes."
That's brilliant.
Super French cunt. Anyway,
I don't think I'll laugh more for one of these episodes.
No,
yet.
I'm fucking loving this, man. Oh, damn. How long are we in?
Well, it must just be running about an hour now.
No, 5, right?
Have
Cool.
you got any more viewer questions there?
Oh
or
yeah,
do-
sorry. The last viewer question. I don't know if this is a spelling error. I reached out to him to try and correct it, but he didn't
yeah.
reply. So I'm just going to read it
okay.
verbatim.
Are you telling me who it is or just asking the question?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Frankie1_,
Right.
and he said things or G stings.
G strings or
I'm thinking it was that, but I don't know.
what is things or G strings?
Does the name mean anything to you?
Frankie
Frankie
underscore.
underscore.
Well, I'm sure.
Frankie1.
I'm sure that guy follows me on Insta. I might have spoken to him. I don't know. I can't remember. Don't want to insult him.
Things or G strings.
Go for G strings.
G
Whatever that question means.
strings underscore. Yeah, I didn't know, but he didn't reply to me to clarify.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much for sending it in. Sorry if it wasn't the reaction you wanted. Will we move on to the photos?
Let's do the photos.
Cool. So
Fresh off the press.
one thing I was thinking, so we took the photos last night in Glasgow, just around the climbing academy, kind of walked around the block there. It was our first kind of night shit weather shoot. But the
We've
rain,
been so lucky up to now. Like, we've shot all through the summer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've had, like, just the way things have worked out, we've had like a 4 or 5 week gap. But we had enough like material backed up that we had released every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So we've not done anything for the last 5 weeks or whatever. So the weather's turned shit. Whereas before we were like shooting people in front of flowers and like I was anyway.
Yeah.
In
It was
nice
good
weather.
though. It was good on the
So this was
lampposts and the different light and the car tail lights and stuff made it cool. But like one thing I felt quite guilty. I was thinking on the way home was you were quite natural in terms of like when you went in front of a wall, you knew what to do. You would do a few different faces and poses, and then you sat down. You were doing like the poses as if like you'd done it 100 times. So we didn't need to say anything to you. Whereas I didn't know like shit. Maybe he was thinking there like, are these guys gonna say something like for what I do? 'Cause,
some direction.
Yeah, but so
Aye.
apologies if you were thinking.
No,
of it.
no, not at all.
How did you find the wee photo session?
I loved it. Aye, it was cool. It was with the weather and stuff and the lighting. It was actually, I thought it turned up really. Well, I don't know if it turned up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
So,
The
if
picture
you
you
to
posted
start with.
today was good.
Sure, yeah. So the first 4, I think, are in order. It's one for you, one for your gran. So it's a bit of a theme. We had Chris Thorburn. It's one his gran with like Kate Hammer, one for her gran. So yeah, I hope you've still got a gran. I'm not just
One's dead.
okay. Well, it's for the other one.
One I'll appreciate it.
Wow,
So this is one for you.
that's beautiful.
So we had the nice kind of the lamppost giving a wee bit of light, and it was kind of
That's cool as fuck.
it worked well with your top. That kind
Aye.
of was the
Aye,
opposite.
yeah.
The kind of
It's just like shimmery kind of, and especially with a wee bit of water on it, just kind of got a wee bit of nice light.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Really smart.
That's one for your gran. Before you looked hard and now you look cute. It's just that's the pattern that keeps going right. That's one for you. Or your gran, I mean, if you want.
One for my girlfriend.
They're more
I'm
One
so-
for your grand.
When I smile, I just look 10 years older.
The
Look at
lines.
the crow's feet beside my eyes at before and after.
I went over there with my brush and just brought the clarity right up. Clarity, contrast, extra.
Make them pop.
And then obviously the peace sign. This was us warming up. The first 5 photos, we hit a couple of walls, hit out the classic peace sign, which I liked.
I like the red in the background. It really
Aye, that's cool as fuck.
pops. Oh yeah.
Wow.
This is you and the bill or something. It's another one for your gran if she watches.
My girl's dead.
The other one.
Oh, the other one, aye, she's alive. Alright.
Fucking crazy eyes.
This is the,
As if you're Lemmy face. isn't it?
yeah, let me slash Tony.
Yeah, if there's any gangsters going for you, they might rethink it after seeing this.
Just send them a picture of that.
But I quite like,
Peace.
yeah. It was quite fun with all the different lights in the background and stuff and me reflections and stuff. I did enjoy
Yeah.
this shoot
Mhm.
quite a lot. And then there was a seat outside. Was it the roller derby thing?
Yeah,
Roller
one of the rollerblading places. There was oh no, it was outside the CrossFit gym. So
Yeah.
we nicked the seat and plonked it down the middle of the road.
It was good though. I like the reflections on the
Side was
on the
cool.
road.
Like the back with the cap to the side there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the side, the Mighty Max.
Oh, it looks horrendous.
But I'm just leaving it on this
The
side for
hat.
a while. all my photos are taken with an 85mm prime 1.8 and the Sony A7 IV.
Hashtag camera nerd chat.
Yeah, just in case anyone's wondering. And this one, there's a cool wee thing going on around your hat with the light, but it's just because there's rain on the lens. No fancy stuff.
Aye, no expertise.
Just ignorance. I wiped it on my t-shirt shortly after.
That's cool.
Another wee sitting down one without the
Is
sideways
that the
cap.
moon? No, that's a light.
Yeah, it's a lamppost. It was in a really annoying place, but
That's cool.
You decided
just
to keep it.
yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my Jesus Christ.
One for your grand.
My dead grand. Oh my god.
I love that.
I love it.
This is when we'd lured you into a lane and put you behind a fence or something.
Some cool light for it though. I like that a lot.
Is this the one where it's kind of squint? I can't really. It's hard to tell. Wait, hold on. Because there's one I really liked. Yeah, no, I did really like this one. Just with the different kind of light, like split over your face
Aye,
and
that's
stuff.
cool.
We were looking for that for a while, but we couldn't find the fence to do
It's
it.
kind of like a reminiscent of like a Goodfellas scene or something like
And just a wee dreamer shot. And that's me.
Me go to my dad, look at me, dad.
Or
I've made it.
look at me. Sorry. Right, that's me
Oh.
done.
Oh, they're awesome. Cool.
Cheers, man.
that. I hadn't seen the full expression room. I couldn't see it properly before. That's
You did.
amazing.
It's
I do
creepy as
have-
fuck.
I had to choose like just maybe like one or two funny ones with the fence, but I've got about 10 I can send you.
Aye, aye.
We'll give you the link to
That
these.
one's like life in prison's changed me.
But there's ones where you're getting right, right into.
Aye, aye.
I've got like they're all good, but I just didn't want to cycle through like 30 photos.
Okay. Mine are now out of order, but that's alright. Start with a fairly.
That's terrifying as well.
There's a little bit.
A clown or something.
Because that was just with like a street light shining down on you. We were like doing that quite dark street,
Yeah.
and yeah, it just caught you, and like the background was nice and dark. So that kind of red really pushes there. This was just when we got out of the car, so we still had a wee bit of natural daylight. So we've got the spaceman. The colours just worked like your jacket was very space-esque. So then, yeah, still kind of getting going, and we were just catching the light off one of those lampposts and made a sort of nice sort of reddish colour to the background there. And we did a sort of empowering, you're looking down in the world.
And down at a dwarf.
Not been called that before. I mean, just starting to catch. That was the rain was starting to come on.
My jacket.
Yeah.
That's cool as fuck, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we were commandeering our seat. Oh, that has hurt so much.
What?
The cable was digging into my rib there, and I couldn't get off of it. My weight was just trapped.
Just suffering in silence.
Yeah, this was like I think this was one of my favourites that I took tonight or last night. So
Because the clouds obviously make that look as though you've edited it so that like the sky and that is going black and white, and then the rest of the forward.
there's like
colour.
monotone versus yeah.
Aye.
No, there was nothing as fancy as that. I'll be fairly honest.
Thanks, Mother Nature.
Yeah. There were slightly different edit and just pushed the reds on you, but you had quite a big grin on your face at this point for some reason.
I find it so funny with my bald head through the back of a cap.
Could have edited a little wee fringe there. Just blowing in the wind. This is
Well,
your
that's cool.
like, come to God moment. I think I did push the whites of your eye a little bit. It really that thing sort of draws you into that image. Is just the whites of your eyes there.
Wow.
It's quite a serious expression as well.
Mhm.
Fucking menacing, actually.
Mm.
I mean, I would have crossed the street if I saw you walking towards me looking like that. There's like a little bit of like a Liam Gallagher kind of like hands in front, kind of
Aye.
like that kind of northern menacing. Then we walked out to the subway station. I quite like this. I don't know if it works compositionally, if that's a word, but with the post in front, but I quite liked it. And this is where I went to push it more like to the orange and teal, just to give the blacks a little bit of green, make it look a little bit cinematic. I'll do that sometimes.
The defender.
Getting called out in this before we get to the photos. we do show each other the photos like the night before whenever we're done with them. So it might be interesting not to do that going forward though.
Yeah.
Just to
Aye,
so we get a
yeah,
genuine reaction.
real
Like
reaction. We
rather
did
than-
that with our roast the other night. Me and Amanda, my friend, were like, let's not tell each other the jokes. So you get a real reaction when I make fun of your alcoholic mother. Aye. No, Dwyer.
And this was an interesting one because this is where the lens got wet and there was some rain on it, and
Oh,
it just it made these kind of big bokeh
It's cool as fuck.
That's unreal.
balls, and we just managed to catch that light in behind that metal upright there, and I quite liked that, so we kept that one in. I think it might have one more. Yeah, this was that big abandoned hall,
Ah, yeah, the reflection.
and I was just shooting into the reflection there. I could have taken myself out of the. It's almost a bit of a self-portrait thing going on there, but I like the colours and just the way the lights, the windows are organised with lights going on through them there. I thought that was quite cool. So, I think Liam Gallagher,
Dark Michael.
and I think that's me now.
Cool.
Nice.
So
Amazing.
we'll send you those over when we get finished up, and there'll probably be a few more in between us and thrown in as well.
I think so.
Like
Yeah.
we've got a few extras to try and kind of whittle it down for the sake of the podcast, but
Yeah,
the way, and they're yours to use however you want.
Amazing.
But yeah, thank you very much for meeting up with us and coming.
Yeah.
I had a
It's been
great
great.
laugh, and
It was hilarious.
No, it's been great. Thank you for having me. Been
Oh,
a
thanks so much.
pleasure. Good laugh. Talk about 9/11.
it's the precursor to your own podcast about 9/11.
I'd love to do a 9/11 podcast. Here's the 115th angle of the second plane. I've watched compilations of like
The second plane's a great name for the pod.
58 angles. Because it used to only be about 12 angles, and then last year there was a new angle of the second plane.
Yeah.
mental.
I like it when you're on your phone, you get these ads for games. It's just like a plane flying into buildings, and all the comments were like, "Oh, that looks like something." And like, yeah, that's the fucking point.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Well, this would have been. I think this would be episode 15 we're recording right now, right?
Yeah, I think
Something
so.
like that. It's been a fun run, but I think we've well and truly we've twin towered ourselves in this one.
On that note, our next guests are Sanjeev Colley and Mark Cox from Still Game, which is an absolute fucking honour. So if you want to get your questions in for them, it's a good time to get Patreon. 1 month and cancel it. You get a question into Naveed or Tam. So
Don't give them the loopholes.
it's about 50.
If we want your direct debit that you forget about, and then it racks up for the next few months.
But, yeah, thank you so much, man. It was absolutely
No
loved
problem.
it. Absolutely hilarious. And
thank you.
I can't wait to
Thank you.
see your stand. And, cheers, man.
Cheers, everyone.